Hello YouTube. This is a video that I'm making showing off all of my witchcraft books. I know some people only show their favorites, but I love all my books, so I thought I'd show off all of them. And I'll go through them one by one and just tell you a little bit about them. And we'll start over here. This is The Magical Household by Scott Cunningham and David Harrington. I got this book just a few days ago and I hadn't really got to read it, but from what I've heard, it's a really good book. This is my complete illustrated herbal book, and it just shows the medical uses for herbs, but it's got colored pictures of what each herb looks like. And it also tells you if it's got any kind of toxins or if there's a certain part that you're not supposed to use. And it even tells you all the things that it's good for and what part of the body it helps, which that's a good book. Got this one the other day also. I know a lot of people have this book and recommend it. And I actually borrowed this book twice, once from a friend and the other time from my cousin, and really liked what I read in it and decided to get it for myself. This book here was a hand-me-down from my sister, and she had it for a really long time and read all the way through it, and it's a really good book. It's called The Encyclopedia of Witches and Witchcraft, and it talks a lot about just the history of witchcraft and paganism. Gets into a good bit of detail about the Salem witch trials. Also has some things in here about Aleister Crowley and Margaret Adler, I think her name is. It talks a lot about her. She wrote the book Drawing Down the Moon, I think it's called, which is another book I really want to get. True Magic, A Beginner's Guide by Amber Kay, and it's just a small little book. Real easy for somebody just starting to learn the craft. So I recommend that book. Gypsy Love Magic by Raymond Buckland. Hadn't really read this book in a long time. I don't really do love spells or love magic. Just because of the consequences behind it, but it's a good book. It doesn't. There's a lot of spells that you can do to like show your future spouse, or like there's one to keep your spouse faithful. This one is Magic Charms from A to Z, and it just shows you what like different charms and stuff, and what they mean, what they represent. So that's a good book. Everyday Magic by Dorothy Morrison. Really don't have to tell anybody about this book because I know a lot of people have it, and you know, apparently it's a good book. She's got over 100,000 sold. But yep, there's that one. And this is my favorite, and I've lost the outside cover to it, so, but this is The Element Encyclopedia of 5,000 Spells, and it has a lot of spells in it. It really does, and that's a really good book. I know there's somebody else on YouTube that has this book as well, and she talks about it, but can't remember who it is. I want to say it's Charming Pixie Flora, but I'm not sure if it was her that has it. But I also got the companion book to it, which these are really good reference books. I wouldn't recommend trying to read it page for page, but if you definitely want to look something up, this is a good one to have. Like if you find something in this one that you don't understand, you can go to this one and look it up and it'll explain it. This book is really cool, Wiccan Wisdom Keepers, and it just has stories and stuff about different people who have been in the Wiccan and pagan practice for a really long time. They talk about how they got into it, what their life has been like during it, the things that they've learned through their path, through practicing their path, and it's just a really good book. Definitely get to see a lot of other people's insight on how they feel. Actually, there's I don't know exactly what page she's on, but the lady who is married to Jim Morrison is also in this book. So I thought that was pretty cool. The Encyclopedia of Magic Witchcraft, which is kind of like the other one that I showed you, Witches and Witchcraft. But this one talks more about worldwide. I mean, it just gets really into it, like tribal in Africa and the kind of magic that they use. Pretty much just all over the world. So this is a really good book, especially if you just want to read into the history and the lore behind it. That's a good one. This one I recommend for people who are just beginning. The only Wiccan spell book you'll ever need, which, as you can see for me, is not entirely true. But yeah, this is a good book too. Hadn't really read this one, Palmistry Quick and Easy, but hopefully I will, so I can't really tell you much about it. Craft Spells, also by Scott Cunningham and David Harrington. Basically just shows you different arts and craft type things you can do, magical tools you can make yourself. Incense Oils and Brews, also a good book. I know a lot of people have this one and recommend it. You can see where I marked pages. Encyclopedia of Magical Herbs, which also has pictures of the herbs and tells you their magical uses. It's also by Scott Cunningham. The Craft, the Witch's Book of Shadows, and I also had the companion for that one, which is the Craft Companion. And this is good if you're starting to learn and you want to learn how to make your own Book of Shadows. This is really helpful. To Ride a Silver Broomstick by Silver Ravenwolf, who also wrote Solitary Witch. This is a really good book too. Hadn't read this one in a while. Probably need to sit down and read it again. But I know a lot of people also recommend this one, so yeah, it is a good book. And last, the Buckland's Complete Book of Witchcraft by Raymond Buckland. And this book is almost really like, I guess you could say it's almost like a textbook on witchcraft. It gives you, it describes things to you, and then it gives you lessons. Then you can actually go in here and it has little like study sheets in it. So that's really cool. It's good if you're teaching someone the craft. It's a good book to have for them. And I don't write in none of my books. I write it out on a piece of paper and then put it in my book, because I just don't want to ruin the book. So, but yep, those are all my books. Oh yeah, I almost forgot to show off these. This is my tarot book, and it goes to my Da Vinci tarot cards, and I'm just going to show off one of them. It's, well, I'll show more than that. All the pictures on the cards are of Leonardo da Vinci's artwork, drawings of inventions that he was working on. They're really cool cards. I really like them. I don't use them that often, but they are very pretty. And then also a little one that I have is Love Spells and Rituals, and it comes with a few cards, not a big deck, but the artwork on them is really, really pretty. But yeah, that covers all of my books. Purple is my favorite color. So hope y'all enjoyed this. Rate and comment and subscribe. Talk to y'all later. Bye.